your anytime TD props, my yardage props. I'll start with one. One of my favorite picks of the week is Lamar Jackson under 43.5 rushing yards. He's only hit over 43.5, Cam, in 3 of his 9 games this season. Everyone thinks, oh, Lamar runs like crazy. He runs like crazy. He really hasn't this season, Cam. And against the Browns early in the year, he only had 27. So I like the Browns defensive front to keep him in the pocket. If the Ravens do blow them out again or beat this team big, it'll be through the air. It's not going to be with Lamar's legs. So I think I love the under here, 43.5.
Also, just to back up that point, I really think it's important that people know, why do you think Gus Edwards is getting so much touches? Lamar Jackson got hurt.
Yeah, you got to keep him healthy.
And it probably cost them a nice run, and that's the whole situation. Harbaugh and the staff and the owners of the Ravens said, listen, we got a beautiful piece here. Drew, I'm going to tell you, it's like mini load management, because that's the only way. If Lamar Jackson goes out again, like Baltimore actually has a chance this year. You can't get you got to treat this guy like a China doll. Like I'm going to tell you, every time they have a big lead, I'd take them out. Like you can't screw around.
But
Baltimore,
yeah, it's smart.
But I mean, even earlier, like I'm saying, like, because he's been hurt so many
times. And Huntley's
a
very good backup, so you're right. Like, it's not like he's blowing games.
There's no need to keep Lamar Jackson in games when you're like they were throttling the Seahawks. I would have took him out earlier. That's just
you've noticed too when he's running, he's dropping early now or going out of bounds. Yep. He's not doing those spin moves and trying to fight through tackles because he knows, like, what's the point of getting that extra 2-3 yards? If I already got the first down, just go down. So I like that. What's your first anytime TD prop, Cam?
Well, Drew, we're going to go to the Thursday market, and I'm going to go with DJ Moore. Moops, my boy, plus 190 anytime touchdown. He plays for the Bears. Used to be a Carolina Panther, kind of a heart pick, guys, but getting 2-1 on the Bears' best receiver, I think is an incredible price. And also, Drew, I remember when we went to the bar, who were like, oh my God, Cole Kmet? Cole Kmet is plus 240. So those are the two guys. This game might not be high scoring. I actually think it goes over the 38 and a half. I think this is because this game gets sloppy. And I'm going to take a shot. This is what these props are for. My redheaded brethren, Hunter Hurst, Hayden Hurst, Double H, Hayden Hurst. I was going to say Hemsley, like Triple H. Double H, Hayden Hurst. Know what he is? 5-1 anytime touchdown. I think they go to the tight end against Chicago tonight.
My only prop for tonight, Cam, would be Adam Thielen over 67.5 yards. First time in 6 weeks he didn't hit over his prop, and it was last week, and it cost me a dime because if he would have just hit that over, I would have been like, yay!
I got to tell people, too. So when me and Drew met, and I got a bag full of meat, and we had a great day. Bagman didn't show up, but Bagman 2 showed up. Great guy. And I'm going to say this. I looked at Drew's props, and let me tell you, as an unbiased guy, this guy hit every touchdown yardage prop except for TJ Hawkinson. He would have won over $2,000. So listen to the man with props. You did a great job last week.
Yeah, Hawkinson.
Other than the New England game.
Not a fan of TJ Hawkinson this week, Cam. All right, what is your next?
He's still good. He's still good.
He is. What's your next anytime TD prop?
It's interesting, Drew. You know what? I'm going to go to the Dallas game and give you 3.
Ooh.
Pollard, minus 135. I've been listening to a lot of stuff. They got to use this guy. And if he doesn't get one now, Mike McCarthy, literally get a brain. Figure it out. You got one of the most dynamic players in the league, and you don't even use
Looking at his game log, Cam, it makes no sense. I'm like, why does this guy have only 10 carries every game? Like, what's going on?
Him and Arthur Smith should get together. They're the opposite of Mensa members, whatever it is for dumb people, like extremely low IQs. Like they have, imagine having a Ferrari, and you basically have no leather, you have interior made of cardboard.
Yeah.
That's what it's like with Bijan Robinson. You have the best vehicle running back and you don't even use the car. So what are you doing with it? Nothing. You're letting it sit and depreciate. Actually, this is a good analogy for a change. I just woke up. I'm going to tell you, I'm taking Pollard minus 135. He's got to do something. I even think Dak might call audibles and just give him the damn ball. CD Lamb plus 110. Drew, I need one thing from you. Dallas defensive touchdown, where they pick off old Danny DeVito there, from Taxi or
8-1.
Plus 8-1 Dallas. You're telling me a Dallas defensive touchdown is 8-1?
Mm-hmm.
Sold. Got me.
All right.
How bad's DeVito going to be?
Yeah, he's not.
Tom DeVito. This guy sounds like a pizza shop. This guy's going to get murdered.
So, Cam, if you parlay Dallas D, Pollard, and CeeDee Lamb, 30-1.
Drew, you just sold me. I'm going to parlay all 3. 30-1 with Dallas defensive touchdown. My boy Pollard and Lamb. Didn't we talk about? See, it's a sign. We talked about rack of lamb at the start of the show.
You're right.
Lamb.
You're right. Might have
it's
to
all coming together.
Might have to do
Human
a lamb
lamb.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah, lamb. Super lamb.
All right, Cam. My next one is Michael Pittman over 5.5 catches against New England. He's over in 3 of his last 4 games, and he has 16 grabs over his last 2. And with Downs hurt, he's become Minshew's like go-to guy. I think 5.5 catches is too low. I don't like his yardage so much, just because it could be 6 catches for 30 yards. It might just be like a little slant. So I like the 5.5 catch prop instead of the yards here.
Sometimes, no, Drew, that's a great point. I think we should give this to the listeners because we just kind of make picks, but when you look at those props, don't automatically bet yards, whatever. You got to think, like, how is the person going to be utilized? And I think a lot of the time the receptions is better than the yards. Like, I even remember with Kincaid, like, bing, 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 man, he gets targeted 12 times. Some of those are like 3-yard plays for like quick little hitches just to try to move the chains, right? So I think that's really, really important that we look at receiving, catches in comparison to yards and work out which, hey, you could bet them both. But I think usually there's one that's better than the other. So break it down, right?
Exactly. Cam, I got a question for you before you give your next Anytime TD prop. Are you going to go back to the well with CMC? Is it going to be 16 straight weeks of the touchdown? It has to be, right?
I would. The juice is high, right?
Yeah, it's minus 200.
It's but you know what? It's a parlay piece. We parlayed stuff. It's kind of like we're betting on a money line or an NHL game or something like that. It's definitely a parlay piece. And for me, what's ATN?
He's
in that
minus
game?
110.
I'd parlay them because I like ATN. All he does is get touchdowns for the Jaguars.
Put them together, it's plus 190.
Sold. That's how the way I would like the thing. Sorry, excuse me. If you attack CMC and he doesn't get a touch, see, that's the time when juice kills. If you're laying 200 and you're a big bettor, say you put a nickel on it, you're out $1,000.
It's true.
So that's not a really good way to gamble. So I would rather parlay it. And I think, don't you think ATN scores? He seems to score every week.
I don't know if the Jags score. Never mind ETN.
You don't know if okay.
Cam,
you don't think they're going to get a touchdown at home?
I like the 49ers. Cam.
I know San Fran's good. I'm just saying the Jaguars will score a touchdown in the game.
Hopefully.
And we also have to think about Purdy. Like, is he going to be back? Maybe he throws a pick and sets them up. Anyway, I think that's a good parlay.
All right, Cam. I like it. My next 2 will be Joe Burrow over 1.5 passing touchdowns minus 170. Against Houston. Like Houston's defense allowed Baker Mayfield to toss all over them. Tampa Bay scored a bunch of points, and he's hit this in 4 straight games, so I'm not getting off the Joe Burrow train now. And Will Levis over 1.5 passing touchdowns is plus 185. And if you parlay his 1.5 TDs with over 210 passing, it's plus 300, Cam. I like the Titans to win this game this week, so I can't get off the Titans train. I mean, we just saw Stroud throw 5 touchdowns and almost 500 yards. Will Levis can't throw 200?
I think, you know what? Here's the thing about Levis, too. Eventually, he's going to, I'm shocked. We watched Will Levis play at Kentucky, Drew, and know what he is? Me and Gabe Morency were talking about this on our show. I got a perfect analogy for this guy. He's Brett Favre. He'll make great plays, and he'll make shit. Like, we haven't seen, and we haven't. No.
He doesn't have the arm like Favre, though.
Brett Favre Jr., but the reason I'm saying that is he has the ability to make crazy-ass plays, but he'll also do something really stupid, too. We just haven't seen the stupid yet. And it's going to happen.
I think Josh Allen's more Brett Favre than Will Levis.
Actually, but Josh Allen, okay. Let's combine them like Transformers. Josh Allen's way bigger and stronger, though. Levis isn't, they don't have the same body frame. I just meant arm
strength-wise, like gunslinger / throwing picks. Like Will Levis doesn't
have Josh Allen has a better arm than Will Levis.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Will Levis doesn't have the arm that Allen and Favre have when it comes to like gunslinger. So he's like Brett Favre without the cannon. So I don't know what you would call that.
I would say out of all the quarterbacks we mentioned, it's not even close. Allen's fastball is definitely the best. It's not even debatable.
I think Will Levis, surprisingly, Cam, reminds me of like Kurt Warner on jacked Kurt Warner, because Kurt Warner didn't have a hard ball, but he'd throw picks and he was good with his touch. And I think that's
a great call. I see. That's a really good comparison. I like that a lot. Kurt Warner had Hall of Fame career. I'm not sure if Will Levis is going to, but they play. Good call, Drew. I like that.
All right, Cam, what's your next Anytime TD prop?
I'm actually going to take a page out of your book. You told me that Jones is going to go wild for Green Bay, so I'm just going to listen to you.
Ooh, I like it.
Are we going to take yards and touchdown? The touchdown's plus 190. I think they're going to. I'm going to take his yards over. I think Green Bay, to be successful against Pittsburgh, they have to use Pittsburgh's over pursuit with Watt and that great defense to their disadvantage. If I was Green Bay and LaFleur, but we're not, we're doing a gambling show, I'd run draws and stuff all day. I'd pitch to Jones. Jones is the one player that can use Pittsburgh's over-aggressiveness against them. I think it's key that he's utilized this week.
So I think you think his receiving prop might be better than his rushing prop then?
I like both. See, this is the one that I like both because I think he will run. But Drew, I like the receiving prop more because it's lower, and I think he's going to get. How many catches do you think he gets this week?
4.
I think he gets. I'm thinking 5 or 6.
Yeah, possibly. If you think he's going to get 25 yards alone, Cam, that's already plus 200.
I think he can get it on one play if he breaks. Like he's the type of guy to get like 25 yards on a play if he finds a hole.
And his rushing prop's only 50 yards. So
both rushing and receiving combined. I'm all in on Jones.
All right, so you do rushing, receiving, and TD. It's probably plus 350, plus 450. Cam, that'd be a nice play.
Thank you.
All right, my last prop of the week, Cam, is Alvin Kamara over 35.5 receiving yards. He's hit over this number in 4 straight. Derek Carr loves to check down. And you know what the Minnesota Vikings love to do, Cam? Blitz more than anybody, which means Carr's going to be getting pressure in his face. And look, oh, there's Kamara for a check down. Oh, there's Kamara for a check down. I love his receptions too. 5.5 is a lot of catches, but I mean, I could see him going for 8 for 70. Like he's going to get a lot of balls in this game, Cam.
Drew, I'm playing the exact same one. Great analysis. I think Kamara, I wouldn't be surprised. I think Kamara could get double-digit receptions.
Yeah, 100%.
Like a receiver. So I'm going to play that over the 35.5 too. Great pick by you. And you switch your pick to the Saints, so that kind of makes sense. It's correlated with your change. I got one more, Drew, and then I think we're done here. Probably have more. Jonathan Taylor, Indianapolis touchdown. It's 20 cents, but how is he not going to get a touchdown? I think they have to go to him at the goal line. Mm-hmm. And who would you take on New England? Would you take Stevenson or no? I'm going to leave it alone. My initial reaction was Stevenson over Elliott, but I'm just going to play Taylor. Seattle. They made a big mistake. Sorry,
I was going to say I'd probably take Hunter Henry if I was picking the Patriots to score a touchdown.
You know what? That's a great call by you. Hunter Henry, we watched that game. He went to Hunter. Hey, just Mac Jones sucks. It wasn't Hunter Henry's fault. He was there all the time.
True.
He was open, and numbnuts can't find him. Mac Jones. I'm betting on this idiot this week. What a loose. I'm going to regret that one. God, that guy sucks. I got one for you too, Drew. Final pick. Our friend. You know about him. I know about him. Bobo. Seattle didn't use Bobo, the clown, last week against the Ravens. Not cool. Over 22.5 against Washington. And Drew, a little sprinkle, like you, 7-1 touchdown. Bobo. I think he gets in the offense again. You know what? Seattle needs to use this guy more. He is a great possession receiver. He's always open. Get it done. Give it to Bobo.
Yeah, I also like all the Geno Smith props in this game too, Cam, because this is a get right spot after that disappointing performance last week. So like any Geno passing yardage or touchdown props, even rushing, he might be taking off in this one. Speaking of Bobo, Cam, you know how people name their animals after like their favorite athletes? I think Bobo is like a key one. Like if you bought a cat, you could be like, "Oh, this is Bobo, my cat." Like,
if I had a dog and like Bobo was Seattle's best player, I'd call my animal Bobo.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it's a wicked name. Come on, Bobo. Like, yeah, it writes itself. And I'm going to tell you this: Pete Carroll's not happy because I watch a lot of Seattle TV too as my team. Drew Lock is a competent backup quarterback just waiting. And as we know,